All right, today we are finishing up our different types of equations that we can solve. So today we are going to actually do absolute value equations. Okay, that is our topic for today, absolute value equations, and how to solve those. So there are 4 steps to solving an absolute value equation. Step number 1 is to make sure that the absolute value is isolated. Okay, we want it to be by itself. Step 2, we're going to set the inside of that absolute value equal to both a positive and the negative number from the other side of the equation, meaning we're going to create 2 equations, because if you remember the graph of an absolute value, remember that it has 2 points with the same y value, okay? And so we've got to be able to find both of those points with that. So we're going to create 2 equations here, and then we have to solve both of those equations, and then our final thing that we need to do is to write the answer as a solution set. Okay, because there will be 2 answers. X is going to be equal to 2 different things. Okay, sorry, I said that wrong before. For each y value, there are 2 x values. I said it backwards. I apologize. So because of that, that's why we're going to be looking for 2 x values here. Okay. All right. So let's go ahead and get started. We're going to do a few examples, and then you guys are going to do the rest of them on your own. Okay. So we're going to start with the front side of this. So first thing is first. Let's start with the first question. The absolute value of x is 2. Okay. First step, make sure the absolute value expression is isolated. It is by itself on one side of the equation. Set the inside equal to both positive and negative number from the other side of the equation. So the inside is x. X is equal to 2. That's the positive. And x is equal to negative 2. That's the negative. Okay? Solve the equations. That appears to be done already as well. Final thing, write your answer as a solution set. Remember to write them from least to greatest. Okay, anytime we do a solution set, we want it to be from least to greatest. So from negative 2 and 2 are our answers for this one. Okay? All right. Remember that a solution for an equation like these is going to be where that line crosses the x-axis. We're looking for our x-intercepts, our zeros. Okay, so just keep that in mind as we're working through that. That's why we're looking for 2 answers. It's going to cross the x-axis in 2 points. Okay. All right. So we're looking for number 3 now. We have 5z is equal to 40. First step, make sure that it is isolated, and it is. It's by itself. And I'll show you an example of what that looks like when it's not by itself here in a few minutes. Number 2, set the inside equal to the positive and the negative. So 5z is equal to positive 40, and 5z is equal to negative 40. Okay? Solve them both. Okay, to get that z by itself, I divide by 5, and I get 8. I divide by 5, and I get negative 8. All right? So in this case, solution set, negative 8 and 8. All right, you might start thinking, oh, if I just do one of them, the other will always be the negative of that. But that is not true, okay? And so that's where we're going to show you that here in just a second. So number 5. First step is to make sure this is isolated, and it is. Second step is to take it and set it equal to the positive and the negative. So d plus 1 is equal to 8, and then d plus 1 is equal to negative 8, okay? Now we solve. If I subtract 1 here, d is equal to 7. If I subtract 1 here, it is not equal to negative 7. It is equal to negative 9. Okay, so do not get caught up in that trap that it's just going to be the positive and the negative of whatever answer you come up with first. That is not the case. It depends on the solution. Okay, so look at it here. So here z is equal to negative 9 and 7. Sorry, not z, d. what we're working on this time. D is equal to negative 9 and 7. Okay, keep going. Here's one more example, just like that. Isolate it first. It is isolated. Take the inside, 4n plus 2, set it equal to positive 34, and set it equal to negative 34, the positive and the negative. Solve them both. So the first one, subtract 2, divide by 4, n is equal to 8. The second one, we subtract 2, we divide by 4, and n is equal to negative 9. So those are our two final answers. N is equal to negative 9 and 8. Okay, so you're going to complete 2, 4, 6, and 8. They're going to be very similar to those. Number 2 is going to be just like number 1, number 4 just like number 3, number 6 just like number 5, and number 8 just like number 7. Okay, so use those as examples as you go through this. All right, we're going to pause the video and then we will continue on the back. Okay, here in just a second.